Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Sunday, October 30th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading. Weekly open and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. So, weekly open and gap. Let's take a look. The pound gap down, and it hasn't filled the gap. And we have, let's see, three pairs that have not filled the gap. I got lucky on the pound. I was holding short over the weekend, and it gapped down, so I got to punch out to start the week off with a nice little profit. As you can see, though, we're about 8 pips above the weekly open, 12 off the high, 17 off the low. And if we take a look at the month, you can see the month's green, entered the previous month's upper wick zone, and has fallen back out of it. So this monthly wick zone, since we only have, a couple of days left in the month, don't know if it's going to break out or not. It'll be interesting. And we haven't hit last month's pivot yet, but we're 237 pips away. But it looks like we're going to have a green month this month, unless something drastic happens between now and the end of trading tomorrow, which technically is end of trading today. And once again, we've gapped down, so looking to fill the gap to the upside, but we also have to hit the weekly pivot. That's 94 pips down at 115.06. Well, we don't have to hit it, but usually these pivots get taken out. As you know, if you follow my videos, we're putting in the weekly range right now. It's only 29 pips, nothing to write home about, and we are way above the opening range of the month. So the opening range for the week, opening range for the month. Once again, looking at the monthly chart, you can see we're 1,927 pips below the yearly open, but 438 above the monthly open. So there's been some movement this month, that's for sure. Inside bar action, you can see we've got more than a handful of inside bar action, but not on the pound. Like I said, only 29 pips in range. We've got two pairs over 100 at the moment. They're both yen pairs. In fact, I was reading something, and they were talking about World War III and how it looks like they're going to crash the yen, then the pound crashes, and then the dollar crashes. So it's something that we can't really take too flippantly. We're in some very interesting times right now, times that probably none of us ever expected to see. As you can see, we've been dancing across the weekly open. In fact, last hour was the first hour not to cross that weekly open down at 1592 on this particular broker. And as you can see, we're also crossing the double O. We've crossed the double O every hour, one way or the other. And that would be the 116 double O. And not enough range for the rats yet. And let's see, Bambino Flex says go long near the pivot. And the trading plan says to go long near the pivot. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Monthly pivot, we've already taken out this month. The new week, we need to take out the weekly pivot. And we still haven't quite taken out the daily pivot. We only missed it by 3 pips. And so far we're between the upper and lower wick zone of Friday's daily candle. Weekly range, only 29 pips so far, so it's at the 0 percentile. So probably look to see a move of somewhere around 300 pips, I would imagine, at least, looking at the last 4 weeks there. So we could possibly break out at the top, or maybe we could, or this candle could be covered. So we've had 1, 2, 3 green weeks in a row. So it's time maybe for a buzzard reversal. We'll just have to wait and see. Looking at the wall mall lines here, even though it's not a good time to trade the wall mall. As you can see, we haven't had, let's see, we're 6 hours. So we've had a couple of hours over 100. They just pretty much washed each other out. So we'll just have to wait and see if we can get a breakout of the previous H1 high or low here. But once again, the opening Asian session for the week usually isn't anything to write home about or to trade. Looking at the higher low, lower high, you can see we had a payoff here at the last lower high and another payoff at the last highest low. Once again, these trades might take a little patience. In fact, I think I was listening to another video, and they were talking about, you know, if you want quick results, then you can't expect big results. You have to have patience. And we see that every day on the charts. You know, unless it's a news play, you know, price is going to move at its pace. Then it's usually pretty slow and steady. It's not very many rockets. And you can see that if you run any frequency distributions, especially on the 1 and 5 minute candles. You can see how rare you get those really big moves. You know, a 10 pip move in this big scheme of things isn't that much of a move, but you know, depending on how many lots you're trading, it can definitely put some money in your pocket. And also, I was listening to a video, and they said that, you know, a lot of times people measure their success in trading by profit and loss, and that just seems natural. But they say the better traders, what they do is they look at their consistency, and that's how they measure their success. Are they consistent? And that's something to think about. I mean, wouldn't it be better if, say, you were consistently making 10 pips a day, putting that money away, walking away, and you were doing that day in and day out, as opposed to, you know, one day you make 10, the next day you lose 5, the next day you lose 7, the next day you make 12. You're just kind of all over the place. No consistency. So that's something to ponder. You know, take a look at your trading. Are you consistent rather than looking at how much you made? There's something to be said for that. And not just consistent in how much you make, but actually, are you consistently following your trading plan? Or are you consistently breaking your rules? Are you going on tilt? Are you taking just airball trades? I mean, so for example, if you're playing the or trading the high, low, low, high, you can see how long you have to wait for a signal. Here you got a signal, and then you had to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, actually, no, you probably got a lower high signal here. I'm not sure where that would put in. But there's a chance you might have to wait another hour to actually get that trade. But then again, if you know, this would have been a nice trade. You could have probably made 10 pips or more if if you stuck it out. And how many of those do you need in a day? And that's something else you have to be careful. If you're trading $1 a pip and you're trying to make $100 a day, that's you got to have 100 pips. But if you're trading $10 a pip, you only need 10 pips and you made your 100. But then again, you have to, look at your risk. How much of your account are you willing to risk if the trade doesn't go the way you want it? And what percentage of your account is that? Is it 10%? Is it 2%? Is it 1%? Is it half a percent? There's many different traders out there that say what percent is I guess what do they call is optimal or is prudent, as opposed to you just have to figure out what you're comfortable trading, because maybe you're not comfortable trading one lot or 10 lots, because a lot of people are not. They get scared. I know when I'm trading 10 lots or more, I get pretty hyper focused. I mean, I'm really watching each and every tick. Not so much if I'm trading a mini lot or one lot. I mean, I watch the ticks, but not like, when every pip is $100 or more. It definitely focuses me. And in fact, I've learned I don't trade well um, when the stakes are low, because I just don't have the focus. I have to trade higher stakes if I really want to focus, because then I only need one or two trades and I can be done. But that's, as Walmart says, you have to know yourself. You have to learn what you do best, what you don't do so well, and then you trade, to your strengths, not to your weaknesses. Let's see, we're looking at this frequency distribution when the pound makes its highs and lows, usually. So over the last 250 days, or that's at 52 weeks or so, 50 weeks, but not every week has 5 trading days. But you can see sometimes, I guess, if when it takes off one way or the other, that first hour can put in the high or low. And we haven't moved the needle much yet today. So we're still 440 pips off the open. Range by month. $722 so far. Nice move in comparison. Let's see. On the trade reminder, I don't really see anything new. I haven't seen anything new in a long time here, anything earth-shattering, because things have just been moving along pretty steady. So, fellow traders, I hope you had a fun and safe weekend, and I wish you a profitable week and month. Hopefully, you're having a profitable month. And welcome to a few new traders from Reddit, a few new ones on YouTube, and a few more on the Facebook group. So, everybody, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the video and help me move up that YouTube algorithm. And when you sit down to trade, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, It's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.